Good morning, I'm Matt from the Magnolia Company, and today we're going to talk a little bit about compost and why we use it here on the farm. So one of our big movements that we're making in the future is really how to grow our trees in a more organic way. And when you hear the term organic, these are not strictly like certified organic trees, but we know a friendlier way to work with nature, and one of them is about compost. There are a lot of beneficial things about the compost and how it actually promotes the growth of beneficial bacteria and fungi in the soil. Those are attached to the roots. The roots actually absorb that which allows the roots to uptake fertilizer and water more efficiently. But on the back end of that, one of the farms that we work with is a really large horse farm close by, and they have just a tremendous amount of composted horse shavings, hay, and other bedding material that would basically be released out into the environment. So it's a nutrient-rich compost. They bring that compost out of the stalls, and then they actually heat it up to over 165 degrees for a period of time to get out any kind of bad bacteria and stuff. But from that point on, it's ready to use on the farm. So we bring that out to the farm here. This is one of our sources, and we go ahead and apply it on the roots of the trees. We figured out a while ago that actually compost adding to the trees really helps our trees take up nutrients and conserves water. It's more efficient for them to take up water as that compost is breaking down. When the compost breaks down on the trees, what we're doing is providing an efficient way for beneficial bacteria and fungi to grow in the soil. The roots, that beneficial bacteria and fungi attaches itself to the roots and forms little nodules, which lets these trees grow more efficiently. It reduces our need for fertilizer from the chemical companies. So I'm going to show you guys why we actually do compost. I mentioned earlier that we use about 2 tons. It's about 2 tons per acre per year. This was applied about 18 months ago, and you can see now how the compost is breaking down and the fungi. So the bacteria is something we can't see. We know there's beneficial bacteria there, but these little white, they look like roots, but they're actually not roots, but that's actually a fungus, a fungi that's spreading through. It's sort of like a mushroom network, and this is the kind of stuff that is beneficial for the trees, the magnolia tree roots. You can see right here, this is really unusual that you have so many roots that are growing up into the surface. You can see all these roots. These are actually the tree roots. These are the magnolia tree roots, but they're growing up into the surface of that mulch that's composting now. And you can see where I'm raking that up. You see some of the green pellets here. That's from the fertilizer that we normally use. By composting, we're able to get less dependent on that chemical fertilizer and more into this natural way of growing, which is something we're really excited about. And the trees will basically consume that and eat up all the nitrogen that would be released out into the environment. That nitrogen eventually will find its way into our water source. That farm is actually really close to a famous springs, Deleon Springs, and so we like being able to get that, put it out on our field where the trees will consume that compost, and we're protecting that springs at the same time. And so, it's just a friendlier way to grow and to farm, and it's something that we're excited about here in the future for the Magnolia Company.